Welcome to the Southern Horseman. Thanks for being with us. On this week's show, we'll start off in Crabapple, Georgia, and take a look at Paso Fino horses with Barbara and John Cox of Gray Barn Paso Finos. Following that, we'll meet Steve Prescott. Steve's a farrier who attended Berry College to learn a little bit more about horses and horseshoeing. Stay with us. The Southern Horseman will be back right after these messages. This is Gray Barn Farm in Crabapple, Georgia, owned by John and Barbara Cox. Here, the home breed is the Paso Fino, but the real story is that John and Barbara, along with daughters Heather and Kelly, are the owners, riders, trainers, and barn help. They do it all as a family.
It's amazing when you own your own farm and have your own horses. The maintenance is this much. The riding is this much. People don't understand that. But to properly care for your horses, there's just so much that you have to do. I think it's something that you really have inside deep that it makes me very happy to be in a stall, mucking a stall, to smell the leather, to smell the horses. It's just something that makes me extremely happy. This is probably more than I'd ever dreamed, that the whole family has a similar and unifying experience and interest. It's we're really very, very lucky. The children obviously are not mollies that were, they don't spend their time at the malls or the skating rinks, so they're not out after hours. They come home as soon as they're off the bus. They get a quick little snack, and then they're up to the barn, and it's work until dinner time. This goes on, the whole week. Weekends we have maybe something extra we need to do with the horses, but everybody has their own division of labors, my husband included. We're all in this together. I think the atmosphere for the children is they've learned a great deal about nature, about animals. They learn to put them before other needs of their own. To me, it's just a very wholesome attitude and knowledge. It's something that other children are good for them, and they do have friends, and we do encourage them to bring them over or to go with them, but it seems like their interests are here right at this point in time. Okay, well, let's describe a regular school work week, because that's me. I get up and I feed the horses in the morning. If it's wintertime, I take off their blankets, sheets, liners, at whatever appropriate time during the day. Then I go about the turnout of all the horses. We have certain ways we turn different horses out. Depending on what I have to do during the day, I will or will not start on all the stalls. I have so many to do, and each girl has so many to do too. And then John gets to dispose of it later in the manure spreader. Very important part of our job. But every day, then when the girls get off the bus from school, they come up and we do our stalls. And it's kind of a neat time then, even though we're working. You can talk between the barn, between the stalls, about your day and about what's gone on or what you have to do. So it's sort of a winding down, I'd say, for them. And it's an informational time for me because we get to catch up on things during the day. Then after stalls are done, if time permits, we try to bring horses in from out and ride. Then we bring all the horses in and feed them dinner. Or if somebody needs particular grooming, soaking, whatever medication, we'll do that. That's during the week. And then at night, in the wintertime, we'll go back and we have what we call carrot patrol. It's a very special time where we'll put on blankets or sheets or liners, whatever the weather dictates, and just sort of check and make sure everybody's all right. We had a mare that colicked once and late at night, and ever since then you kind of want to go and count heads. The fateful day that we met the Paso Fino. No, I had seen a poster up at Wills Park, At the time, we were in the hunter ponies. We had 2 hunter ponies. We had moved out here. We had a 3-stall. This was a 3-stall barn, waiting for the horse of my choice to come in. The 2 girls had theirs, and then the 3rd stall was mine. So I had seen the poster. It was a Friday night in May, and the whole family, as we usually do, we went out to the horse show. And I was struck immediately by the beauty of the horse. I love the Arabian horse with the long flowing mane and forelock. And these horses, as you will see, are very natural. We keep everything long and flowing also. I love their action. I thought they were absolutely a very exciting, gorgeous horse. This was my first view, and my husband sitting next to me was the one that really found and discovered the trait that is probably the best of all, their smoothness, because he looked and he said, the people aren't moving, you know, they're sitting still on the horse. And that was when I know, oh yeah, you're right, but I was just so tied up in the horse's beauty. These horses are given, it's a God-given ability to gait. This is what makes a Paso Fino a Paso Fino. They can do all the gaits other horses can do, but they do their own special gait without rollers, pads, and things of this sort.
In this country, we're relatively new to the breed. This is why we call it probably the newest old breed, or the oldest new breed. It's 500 years old, but yet it's new to the United States. It started when Columbus dropped them off in San Domingo, and from there went into Cuba, into Puerto Rico, and into Colombia. And each of those 4 countries really has its own Paso Fino breed. We register all of those in our breed and recognize those as Paso Fino horses. If you look at it, what a Paso Fino gait is, if you draw a line and you have a trot on one end of the line and you have a pace on the other end of the line, when you go right in the middle, that's the Paso Fino gait. The trot is where your diagonals are hitting at the same time, and a pace is when your laterals are hitting at the same time. A Paso Fino gait is when all 4 feet hit at a separate time and it's evenly spaced. So you hear a very rhythmic sound. Now we use a sounding board, what we call a sounding board in the show ring, to listen to the gait. So you can hear it because the horse's feet will move so fast. We have a class of horse called Fino, where the feet go very, very quick. And in order to make sure that horse is gaiting, you have to listen to it because the eye can't really pick it up unless you really know what you're doing. So the judges are trained that they can pick it up, but the board is for the spectator, so they can listen, because most spectators won't be able to see that. This is probably the only horse I could ride, with having had 6 knee operations and a cracked vertebrae in my back. This horse allows me to get out and have fun and enjoy it just like everybody else does.